Welcome back. The ANC has accused the Democratic Alliance and the ATM of deploying attention-seeking gimmicks, and this is after Cabinet survived that motion of no confidence in Parliament yesterday. In total, 231 MPs voted against the motion, 131 supported it. There was one abstention. A separate motion against President Cyril Ramaphosa has been delayed due to the ATM's legal case petitioning for a secret ballot. Let's get you some analysis on this now. We're joined by political analyst, Professor Sethulego Matebesi, who joins us from Bloemfontein this morning. Prof, it's great to have you with us on the program. Do you reckon, Prof, that the roll call vote that took place yesterday, it took some time to get underway, but what kind of impact would that have had on the vote yesterday, if any?
Yeah, well, you can't, good morning, Michelle, and good morning to South Africans. You can't go in any form of election without verifying the credentials of those who are going to participate in the election. And at the end of the day, if I can just briefly reflect on what does this mean going forward, it simply means that the opposition still needed more than 69 or 670 votes, if my calculations are correct, because they need 201 to be able to get a majority. So this will give the African National Congress some homework to do going forward for that secret, if the court does compel Parliament to go for a secret vote during the vote of no confidence against President Cyril Ramaphosa.
That secret vote is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I suppose the reason why anyone would fight for a secret vote is in the hopes that parliamentarians will vote with their conscience. But on the flip side of that, Prof, don't all of us have a right to know whether the people we vote for, the people we vote to represent us in the legislature, to know which way they vote and to have that as a record?
A very interesting question, Michelle. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, and especially the ATM and those who support this motion, would want a secret vote because they are banking on ANC parliamentarians to vote with them. And we all know, if you look at what the ANC is saying, that there is a public stunt. For me, it's not a public stunt. You should have seen. For me, it was the very first time that I've observed a vote of no confidence debate that has been so vicious. I mean, you should have heard speaker after speaker attacking the African National Congress. And in most sense, they were hitting right on the nail in terms of service delivery, in terms of malpractices, poor administration, and all those things. But the African National Congress also responded to that. But the fact of the matter, the whole issue around a secret vote versus raising of hands does have implications. And as you've correctly stated, South African voters would have wanted to see how our parliamentarians will vote. But we all know that, and it is expected that once you have joined the party, you will toe the party line. But we are talking about this because we know what has been happening and what is happening within the African National Congress. A highly divided political party, which just tells you that there might be members of the African National Congress who will vote with the opposition. We've seen that numerous times, even at local government level, where councillors of the African National Congress will vote with the opposition.
I mean, the opposition and smaller parties that bring up motions of no confidence, in many respects, Prof, they don't really, I mean, you'll correct me if I'm wrong here, Prof, but they wouldn't necessarily bring up the motion because they think there is a reasonable chance of its success, because the ANC does have the vast majority of the National Assembly. But having said that, what is the importance of tabling such motions, having it on record how members of Parliament vote in such motions? What is the importance of that in terms of, gauging the oversight strength of Parliament as a voter ourselves?
Michelle, one of the important aspects of consolidating our democracy it is for each and every citizen of this country to take an active interest in politics, in their community and all that. And it's even more so for our parliamentarians, more so for the opposition parties. We've been asking questions but what if all these challenges and problems that we are facing in South Africa are continuing? What is the opposition doing? So what the message that they are sending is that, yes, we are aware what is going on, and this was also part of the debate yesterday. We are aware what is going on, and this is what we've been doing. But it simply means that the African National Congress is using its numbers to push through certain decisions. But for me, a powerful message that the opposition is sending with these votes of no confidence is that they do not condone what is going on, and they are not going to allow that to happen in their names. And that's why I think very important, a vote of no confidence will also go down in history so that these opposition parties are not judged by future generations to say they have just been passive passengers strolling along with the African National Congress.
I mean, Prof, what comes first here? Voting according to towing your party line, or voting for what is in the best, what you believe to be in the best interests of the country?
I will definitely vote against my party, and I will add that beforehand. But one should not be naive, because we all know what is the consequences. But that is what is supposed to happen. We all know there will be negative consequences for whoever takes a stance, for instance, that he or she is going to vote against this party. But fact of the matter is, we need to put the interest of South Africans first, and that simply means that to vote according to what is best for South Africans.
Yeah, easier said than done, I suppose. Professor Sethulego Matebesi, thanks very much indeed. Political analyst joining us there from Bloemfontein as we continue to unpack the vote of no confidence which was tabled in Parliament yesterday. Two of them. The one in President Cyril Ramaphosa brought by the ATM has been postponed.